Hey everybody, you know what time it is? It's time to see another watch. My name is Michael, I'm the new watch guy, and this is the Casio AE1200WH series, commonly known as the Casio Royale. It is an homage to this watch. This watch is the Seiko G757-5020 Sports 100. This watch was featured in the James Bond movie Octopussy in 1983. During Roger Moore's time as James Bond, Seiko had a contract for product placement, and a lot of the watches in Moore's movies were Seiko watches. Interestingly enough, the movie came out in 83. This watch was produced in 1980 and 81, was sold in 81 and 82, but was not on the market in 1983 when the movie came out. So they did product placement for an item which wasn't available when the movie came out to promote the item, which is just kind of freaky because you think nowadays people would get fired over something like that. But that's interesting enough. That's an interesting little fact for you. But anyways, that's not the watch we're talking about today. The watch we're talking about is the the Casio Royale, which is what it's commonly nicknamed. It is a battery-powered watch. It's a digital watch. Case dimension, 42 millimeters, thickness of 12.5, lug to lug 45, and the lug width is 18. Scratch-resistant crystal. It's digital. There's no lume, so I don't have a lume shot for you, but it has an amber backlight, which is cool. A resin case with a stainless steel bracelet, which is really kind of weird too. It's really, really light because it's a resin case. It's water resistant to 100 meters. Complications, it has a bunch of cool complications. It has multi-city world time. If you look at the top here, you can see the little map of the world. When you go to set the time, it goes through time zones. So you can scroll through the time zones to set the correct time zone. It has a stopwatch, a timer, 5 alarms. This watch is the quintessential 1980s watch, but it wasn't released until 2012, which is, again, nuts. And like I said, it's an homage to the watch that was only produced for 2 years in the early 80s. Now, 1980s me, if this was 1987 and I was 16 years old, this watch would be the bomb. I would have had everything figured out in 15 minutes. In 2026, 55-year-old me, it took me 20 minutes how to figure out how to change the time zones and set the watch properly. So that's kind of what happens when you get old. But it is a very cool watch, and it's the only purely digital watch in my collection, which is not a bad thing, because a lot of people tend to look down on digital watches and quartz watches, but this is a very cool watch to have because it's an homage to a James Bond watch, and it does a lot of things. So if you are very much into retro stuff, and you want to scratch that itch and have something that's cool, it's movie related as well, it's a very cool thing to have in your collection. There's actually several different versions of this. Most of them are all resin, so plastic band, plastic case. There's a whole community of people out there who mod these watches. Some of them have modded them to actually look more like the original watch, but there's all sorts of colors and styles. Casio is known for having watches that people like to mod, and you can do a million different things with them. So this is a very cool watch to have in your collection. If you like to have variety, you can do a lot of different mods to it and basically have a different watch anytime you want to change the appearance. So this is something I'm going to keep because it's very cool, and it'll go back in my box, and I will wear it every once in a while when I feel like I want to be retro 1980s. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate everybody who's watching these videos. There's not a lot of you so far, but I do appreciate it. Ask questions. I will gladly answer whatever questions you got as long as they are watch related. And I thank you very much for your time, and I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you again soon with another watch.